Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
I'm Antony.
Today we are going swimming with some of the nicest animals in the world. They are seals. However, the title of our program is for 2 days, SOS, Save Our Seals, which is another way to say stop the brutal killing of some of the world's cutest creatures. Brutal is without any concern, cold-blooded, we often say, not just for animals, but for people who would kill other people. They are cold-blooded or brutal of some of the world's cutest creatures. Not all of them, not just one of them. 一些, some of them. Which creatures, which animals, some of the cutest. Most people think, especially smaller seals, are very, very cute. And in animal parks or aquariums, I know on the east coast of Taiwan.
Yeah, 水族馆.
Yeah, Katsu and I went there, and they had quite a show. And then later I went swimming with the, not just dolphins, but the big one.
Oh, whales?
Not that big.
Not that big.
Maybe they were dolphins, but they were much bigger than I thought they would be. Anyway, seals are cute, but that's not the only reason they shouldn't be killed. And we have 2 days to explain this situation to you.
没错，所以我们在这边的话，我们看到的副标题，他说 "Stop the brutal killing." Brutal 的意思就是指很残酷、很残忍的。老师刚刚还用到另外一个字 cold-blooded， 好，就是指很冷血的。好，用这种方式去表达，好，停止去残酷的杀戮世界上几种最可爱的生物。那其中的话，我们今天讲的主题就是海豹。
SOS, save our seals. Seals are among the most adorable creatures on Earth. They can be found on every continent, but prefer colder climates to warmer ones. Just as their scientific name suggests, these animals are fin-footed, meaning they have feet that are shaped like fins. But seals are fascinating creatures for more reasons than their cuteness and feet. Seals are part of a group known as pinnipeds, of which there are 33 known species. These include walruses, eared seals like fur seals and sea lions, and earless seals, also known as true seals. Don't let the name fool you, though. Earless seals actually do have ears and can hear very well. Their ears are just hidden beneath their skin. Speaking of skin, most seals have a very thick layer of fat or blubber under their skin. This is what allows them to survive in the freezing waters of the Arctic Circle and Antarctica. Arctic seals, for example, live in environments where the temperature drops below minus 40 degrees Celsius in winter. In spite of that protective layer, not all seals look fat. Elephant seals, which weigh more than a truck, certainly do. However, at just around 50 kilograms, baikal seals look relatively thin by comparison.
Okay, let's get started here. Seals are among the most adorable creatures on Earth. Adorable, easy to look at, easy to love. They're lovely, they attract us, and for some reason, seals do it to most people.
OK， 我们来第一句话呢，看到了 Seals are among the most adorable creatures on Earth。如果你提到 among 的话，就在他们之中，所以事实上我们可以把它翻译成说，这个海豹呢，其实是非常非常好，全世界最可爱的动物。 好，其中的一种。对，在这边的话呢 ，adorable 指的是超可爱，看到它就我自己最喜欢的是 harp seals 竖琴海豹，它是白色的，然后小小的，看起来就觉得很讨喜，很像那种很无辜的小狗狗一样。
枕头，
哎，对，有那种感觉，对，就哦，好好摸，感觉哦 ，so fluffy。
Okay. They, the seals, can be found on every continent, but prefer colder climates to warmer ones. Well, in Western geography, there are 7 continents. For example, here we're on Asia. Where I come from, it's North America. You're familiar with Europe, maybe Australia as well, South America. These are very, very large areas of land. Remember, most of our planet is covered in water, not in land. But there are some pretty big pieces of land that we call continents.
没错，所以这边的话 ，continent 就是指我们的这种很多那种大洲啊、大陆，比方说像亚洲啊、非洲啊、澳洲、欧洲等等，这种就是 continent。他说 ，they can be found on every continent。好，那这意思就是在每一个大洲里面都可以看得到这种海豹的这种踪迹哦。But prefer colder climates to warmer ones。我们这边特别注意一下 prefer 这个字，还有它搭配的后面这个 to。如果你说 prefer A to B， 比方说老师很喜欢喝咖啡，没有那么喜欢喝茶，你就可以说 Bruce 老师 prefers coffee to tea。好，所以
or Bruce prefers chocolate to everything else.
啊，没错，这也是事实嘛，对不对？所以你用 prefer A to B 的话去表达说这个偏好，所以在这边我们会看到了 prefer colder climates 指的是比较喜欢偏冷的气候，然后呢 to warmer ones 而没有那么喜欢暖的气候。
Just as their scientific name suggests, these animals are fin-footed, meaning they have feet that are shaped like fins. Now we're comparing, when you say just as, you're going to be comparing 2 different things. This animal, the seal, the scientific name is the name which scientists use, biologists use, we'll see what that word is in a little bit here. It suggests, when we hear it, if you know some Latin, then you will think, oh, okay. These animals are fin-footed. Fin is the top. If a fish is swimming, it has fins, but there's usually one on top and a couple on the sides, not the tail. But those other 3 places are usually where we find fins, but they're footed. Now that's weird because fish don't have feet, but seals do. They have both.
啊，所以在这边的话，我们看到他说 ，just as their scientific name suggests。我们这边讲的 scientific name 就是那些生物学家会使用的这些生物的学名哦。好，它正如它这个生物的学名上面所告诉我们的 ，these animals are fin-footed。老师刚刚有简单解释一下 fin 这个字，其实之前我们常常在广告上面也会看到一些人去告诉大家不要吃鱼翅。好，不要吃那些鲨鱼的这种鱼鳍啊等等 ，shark fins， 好，就是指这个鱼鳍、鱼翅嘛，对不对？所以这个 fin 这个字对我们来讲也不陌生。如果你提到 fin-footed， 老师刚刚提到说鱼它没有脚啊，可是事实上海豹这种鳍足科的这种动物呢，刚好呢它们有它这种看起来像鳍一样的脚，哇，真的很可爱哦。
But seals are fascinating creatures for more reasons than their cuteness and feet. We started this program adoring seals. Most people really enjoy looking at them. Maybe they don't want to touch them, but especially when they are younger, they're irresistible.
真的 irresistible 就是无法抗拒的。这个字是来自于 resist， 好 ，R-E-S-I-S-T， 前面加了 ir， 然后后面配上 able， 然后 irresistible 就是你无法抗拒它的魅力。
Okay, we have more to describe our seals, but let's take a short break first. Okay, our next paragraph. Seals are part of a group known as pinnipeds, of which there are 33 known species. Now, this goes back to their scientific name, pinniped. Ped refers to feet, and pinna to fin. As we said, that usually the top of a fish and how they move through the water, they have fins on their side. Well, seals are not the only pinnipeds. There are other animals. Some of them are huge. I don't mean whales, but like a sea lion is as big as a small truck.
没错，就像小卡车一样，
Yeah.
超大只。
So there are 33 known. Maybe there are others that we haven't found yet, but 33 different species of seals or pinnipeds. That will keep you busy for a while.
没错，我们来看一下这一段的第一句话，说 Seals are part of a group known as pinnipeds。先讲一下 pinnipeds， 老师刚刚提到，这个在中文里面讲到鳍足类动物。然后呢，这里面鳍足类动物 of which there are 33 known species， 目前已经有33种这种物种是属于鳍足类的。然后这里面当然也包括了我们的海豹。然后刚刚老师还提到说，这个鳍足类还有其他各式各样的这些动物，对不对？我们后面就会说明了。
Okay, let's take a look at some other species besides the seals that you would see at an aquarium. These include walruses. They're the guys that have the very long tusks, the same word we use for elephants, which also have tusks. Eared seals, seals that have ears, like fur seals and sea lions that I just mentioned, big guys. And earless seals, less, of course, here means without. They are seals without ears, also known as true seals. Don't get too worried. Unless you're going to study biology and zoology, the science of animals, you don't have to learn all these different names. Just enjoy the animals that you see.
没错，老师刚刚提到这个 zoology， 它的拼法是 Z-O-O-L-O-G-Y， 后面的 ology 往往是学科的意思，然后前面的话是 Z-O 嘛，然后配上那个前面的 O。都有点像 zoo 的感觉，所以有些人会把它念成 zoology， 但是我听老师念 zoology， 从此以后我就记得会念 zoology， 但是你会听到有人念 zoology， 因为它前面就是 ZOO 的感觉。OK， 好，所以这边的话提到说了，这些这种鳍足类的动物呢，也包含了像是 walruses， 海象那个尖尖的那种长长的獠牙，那是海象的特征嘛。Eared seals， 这种海狮类的动物 ，like fur seals。海狗，还有 sea lions 就是海狮 ，and earless seals 还有这些那种无耳朵的这种海豹，它后面告诉你，其实它们不是真的没有耳朵Also known as true seals， 反正这些名称呢，老师刚刚提到说，你不用太担心，反正呢，鳍足类的这种动物呢，它的外形是很接近的，它们就很可爱，你先记得这一块就行了。
Don't let the name fool you, though. Well, the last one we looked at were the earless seals. Don't let that name fool you. Earless seals actually do have ears and can hear very well.
没错，他这边说不要被他的名字给骗咯。Don't let the name fool you, though. 他说 earless seals actually do have ears. 那些海豹呢，它们虽然是无耳的，但事实上它们是有耳朵的而且它们可以听到你，可以听力非常非常好，所以你说它坏话也听得到这样的意思。
So why are they called earless? Their ears are just hidden beneath their skin. These animals have a lot of skin and a lot of fat and a lot of meat on them. If you have a lot of skin and fat around your head, maybe you won't see the ear, but they do. The earless seals do have ears.
没错，所以这边的话告诉你说，他们的耳朵呢是藏在皮肤下面的。我自己知道说，好像耳朵也是一个非常容易散热的，所以就变成是在冷的地方，你耳朵很容易就是把你的脑袋的热量都给它散出去了。所以说，如果他把这个耳朵把它变成小小的话，其实也符合生物演化的机制，它要去保留这个热量在身体里头。
Okay, let's take a short break and then find out more about these fascinating animals. Okay, next paragraph. Speaking of skin, now that we have introduced this idea and started to talk about it, we spoke of it, but this means we're going to talk more about it. Most seals have a very thick layer of fat, also called blubber, so fat or blubber, under their skin. And whales are the animals most famous for blubber. They have tons of it.
哇，所以在这边的话，你看到他提到说 ，Speaking of skin， 刚刚前面不是提到他的皮肤吗？耳朵藏在皮肤下面吗？它这是一个非常好的一个接法，就变成是说前面稍微提到的皮肤，说到皮肤啊，然后后面就马上接到新的这个主题。Most seals have a very thick layer of fat。说到皮肤呢，我们不得不提到它有非常厚的一层脂肪 ，layer 就是一层的意思。然后但是这个脂肪还有特殊的名字 or blubber。好 ，blubber 的意思呢，多半是用来去表达，比方说像鲸鱼的话，我们就会讲到它鲸鱼有那个油，这个鲸脂，好，就是脂肪的脂。那在这边的话是把它翻译成海兽脂，因为它不是鲸鱼嘛，对不对？好，所以在这边的话可以讲 blubber under their skin， 在它们皮下面有厚厚的一层脂肪。
This is the fat is what allows them to survive, to keep alive in the freezing waters, very, very cold, from 0 to maybe 2 degrees Celsius. That's cold water of the Arctic Circle. Arctic refers to the northern part of our world, of our globe. It's the top. That's the Arctic. The Antarctic, ant here means opposite. So Antarctic is the South Pole, and that's a whole continent. The waters there are also very, very cold. If you don't have blubber, you're not going to survive.
没有错，所以这边的话提到2个地方嘛，我们先看整句话，他说 This is what allows them to survive。好，就是这样子的这个脂肪呢，能够让他们存活下来，在什么样的地方呢 ？In the freezing waters， 记得 water 加 s 指的是水域的意思。好，在这个水域，哪里的水域啊？Of the Arctic Circle, Arctic Circle, the Arctic Circle 就是指北极圈的这个水域，还有呢 ，and Antarctica 就是南极洲的意思，说在北在南这些水域上面，它们之所以能生存，都是靠着它们厚厚的脂肪。
Arctic seals, for example, live in environments where the temperature drops below minus 40 degrees C in winter. Now, that's not the temperature of the water. The water cannot be more than minus 2 degrees, but the air temperature, minus 40 degrees Celsius. Amazing.
所以在这边还告诉你说 Arctic seals 北极海豹呢 for example 举例来说 live in environments 好，它就住在什么样的环境？这个环境是 where the temperature drops below minus 40 degrees C in winter。这个 C 指的是 Celsius， 指摄氏零下40度。哇，天哪，这是冷到爆了。好，不管是华氏还是摄氏，好像零下40度都刚好一样的，
yes,
没有错嘛，对不对？
Yeah.
好，所以在这边的话，它在这么冷的情况之下都还能生存，这是北极海豹的厉害之处。
Okay, take a break, and we'll be back with more fascinating information about seals. Okay, our last paragraph for today's lesson. In spite of that protective layer, not all seals look fat. Despite, in spite of, not regarding that protective layer, not all seals look fat. I'm not so sure about that. There's fat and fatter.
That's right. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. 好，所以这边他这句话讲说 ，in spite of that protective layer 啊，即便他们有一层厚厚的脂肪，他说 ，not all seals look fat。好，不是所有的这种海豹都胖胖的哦。其实老师刚刚就讲在开玩笑说，没有，只是有胖跟更胖而已，没有什么，大家都胖，没有一个不胖。OK， 在这边话是这样的意思。
All right, here's another seal for you. elephant seal. We had lion seal, now we have elephant seals, which weigh more than a truck. Certainly do.
那 OK， 所以这边的话就告诉你说啦，好 ，elephant seals， 好，就是象海豹，好，这个象是大象的象，对不对 ？Which weigh more than a truck， 好，一个象海豹它比那个卡车还要重，对不对 ？Certainly do， 哈，一定就是那种非常非常胖、非常非常大只的。
However, at just around 50 kilograms, bicowl seals look relatively thin by comparison. When we compare, are you kidding me, an elephant seal with a bicowl seal, you won't even think they're the same kind of animal. The size is so different.
OK， 然后最后要告诉你一个对照组哦。However， 然而呢，平平都只是海豹，对不对哈？At just around 50 kilograms， 好，这个差不多只有50公斤重的这种海豹呢，好 ，bicowl seals， 好，贝加尔海豹呢 ，look relatively thin by comparison。意思就是，相对于你把它放在象海豹旁边的时候，你很难相信它们是同样的物种，因为一个这么大只，一个只有50公斤左右，然后这个体型它差很多，所以它只是告诉你说，海豹也有那种圆滚滚的，也有那种比较没那么胖的。
Okay, that finishes today's lesson. Tomorrow we continue. Don't go away. And let's take a short break and we'll do today's vocabulary. The first one is the word creature. Creature. You may hear people say creature. That's an older pronunciation of this word. Anyway, a creature is an animal.
没错，就是生物、动物的意思。
Our second item is continent. As I said, it's one of those big, big blocks of land on our planet Earth.
就是那种大的洲，亚洲、欧洲、非洲那样的大洲 continent。
Number 3, scientific, of course, is the adjective of science, so it has something to do with science.
没错，第三个字 scientific 就是 science 的形容词，科学的。
Number 4 has two pronunciations. One is species, and the other is species. So s or sh, 都可以. Species. This is a kind or type of animal or plant.
没错，就是物种的意思哦。
Number 5, speaking of is talking about or referring to.
Speaking of 就是谈到什么什么主题的意思。
Number 6 is freezing. In Taiwan, you have to be on Yusan in the winter to have freezing temperatures. Very, very cold.
那没错 ，freezing 就是会很结冻的，或者是那种非常非常冷的，可以用 freezing 这个字。在台湾只有到玉山冬天的时候才能感觉到 freezing 的感觉。
Number 7, in spite of, we can also use despite, one word, D-E-S-P-I-T-E, despite, or regardless, not paying attention to something.
没错 ，in spite of， 我们话会用到 of 这个字，就是虽然怎样怎样，虽然有什么什么东西，有一点 although 的感觉，但是后面只能接名词。然后老师刚刚另外补充了，你可以用 despite。好，但是 despite 本身就是介词了，就不再加 of 了。还有 regardless of， 好 regardless of something 也是一个表达虽然怎样的一个用法。
And number 8, by comparison. That's comparing two things, A by comparison B.
没错，就是指相比之下、相较之下的意思，把两个东西摆在一起来比较。
Okay, that finishes day 1. Tomorrow, welcome to join us again for day 2, talking about seals and why are we saying save our seals?